probably like Gap or something. And I got the interview, and they were like, "Yeah, sure, you have the job." And they said your schedule will be whatever it was, and they mentioned Sundays, and I said, "Oh, I put on my application, and I can't work Sundays." They said, "You did?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "For because that's our Sabbath day, I can't do that." And she goes, "Oh, okay, well, thank you." And then I got a call a little bit later saying I didn't get the job. So looking back, technically, I could have, said religious discrimination.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't unreasonable. Like,
yeah,
was it out of the state of Utah? Because like anywhere else, you probably could get
it was in Florida.
Yeah,
so
here you can't even.
Yeah, because that's what it said in the book or the video. If there's plenty of other people who would work, that day that they can work the schedule, they can't do that. So, but any other time, it's never been an issue. My children have always been able to say to their employers, "Yeah, I'll work as hard as you want, 6 days a week," and they've always been good with that. So it's worked out.
There you go.
Good. Yeah.
So, do we want to share our examples and then write this thing up? I mean, I typed up a question, but if y'all hate it, we'll delete it. Not offended.
No. Great that you got one. Yeah, I've got one.
I feel so bad. I had an epiphany like 2 days ago. I'm like, oh, I totally was supposed to do that last week. And I bailed. And then you're like, you're doing it. And I'm like, yeah, I probably should. I kind of screwed up last week.
You're all right.
It's all good.
Do you want to go, Jennifer, and share your example?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Do you want to go ahead and share your example?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, giving an example of agency relationship, I think it was not a big deal, but this week we had to do that news article, and that's always, it's hard to find. I don't know.
I agree.
So particular.
Yeah. So I just went off the one I just happened to hear recently, and I'll tell you how I can explain. You probably heard of it today. NBC, Matt Lauer, he was fired. Oh, sorry, totally forgot I'm meeting this. Okay, I guess Riley's going to be coming in a little bit. Anyways, I put Matt Lauer, the co-anchor of NBC's Today Show, was fired after being accused of inappropriate behavior in the workplace. After reviewing the detailed complaint, it clearly showed a violation of the company's standards. Matt Lauer would be considered an agent for NBC as he represents NBC News reporting and therefore needed his agency relationship terminated.
Yep.
So, because if anything's in the news, it's going to have to be something about something happened, not just, it happened to be a agency. So I just thought of that because obviously they wanted to terminate that relationship. And to me, I know he's an employee, but I kind of think he's considered an agent just because of.
No, it is. So if you look at agent in the textbook, page 298, agents may be include employment.
Yeah, well, because he's representing.
That's the biggest example.
What he's saying is going as
the company
and the word of NBC and their beliefs or whatever. So anyway, so that's the one I used.
Because I did my example, like I don't know if you guys heard about the guy who got fired because his daughter showed the iPhone X on.
He did what?
This guy for Apple, an employee of Apple, brought his daughter to work, and the daughter recorded a video of using the iPhone X before it was released.
Uh-oh.
And as an agent, he was fired because he broke the duty of loyalty, I guess was kind of what you would call it. And he was fired because they released information that was confidential before they could have. Even though his daughter was the one that did it, he didn't prevent it from happening. So
right.
Kind of the same idea. The employee broke the contract, so therefore the employer was fired.
Okay.
And the company incorporated the expense of the employee. So, Quinn, what's your example?
So mine is it's the same one that Jennifer used. Except for I kind of took a different take on it.
Okay.
In the article, it says how Jennifer said Matt Lauer was fired for sexual or inappropriate sexual behavior. And then it said how the Wall Street Journal tried to reach Matt Lauer's agent but they were not able to reach him. And so Lauer's agent is acting on behalf of him, so that's why they contacted him. This is an example of agency relationship. So
that's a good one. That's the more obvious one. I don't know. I didn't even think about that when I was reading it. I like that one.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many examples of like. Anyways, yeah. Here, I'll show you this. So, like, I did the question.
Do you want? Well, should we put his? Do you have the template up for the?
Yeah. Let me close this.
Fill in everything.
Yeah. I don't mind. I don't care which one we do here. Let me put that link right here quickly before I forget it. Yeah, so we can put his example right here. I don't care. I just copied mine in just because it was easy. We can put it in. I don't care.
Oh, you already put yours in?
Yeah, I just did this when I was writing the question just so I could submit it. But
can you zoom in on it a little bit?
Do what?
Can you zoom in a little bit?
Yeah. Well, that's a lot of it. Okay. So our example, so I don't mind putting yours there if you want to send it to me. And then I did the question, which of the following of agency relationship? So kind of like all those different employees, attorneys, all that stuff.
Okay.
So
fine. What if you could like, what is it? Scroll up or down? So I want to see the rest of the question. Yeah.
So which isn't an example? A person acting as an employee for a company. I don't know if we want to change how that's worded, but like, so anyone who walks into a company acting like their employee isn't an employee, obviously, and therefore isn't an agent of the company.
Wait, what was the question? Can you go up? Let me see the question again. I think I was confused. Which of the following is an example of a type of agency? Right. Oh, isn't. Okay. Person acting employee for company.
Okay. I can't type it. And I'm pretty sure I read somewhere that a parent acting for a decision of a child's medical needs is an example of an agent.
Yeah, I read that. Where did I read that? It was some, or was it, let me see. By necessity. Yeah, it's on page 302. It says there are a few special situations in which one person, for example, a parent, is responsible for the necessities of another, a child, and that goes under agency, I guess. Yeah, okay, because it's showing the different examples is by the conduct of the parties, by ratification, by estoppel, and by necessity. So yeah, that works.
Okay, I'll just put that in there as an explanation as well.
Okay.
So the company hires an employee. Wow, I don't know why those didn't catch that. An employee to operate as an agent of the company, giving them the permission to act in the business behalf. And then an attorney hired to represent a client in a legal dispute.
Okay.
So I don't know if we want to do the correct answer different. I don't think it's clear enough. Of one that's not an agent.
Person acting as an employee.
It does say an employee could be, but which of the following is not an example of type of person acting?
Because they're acting like, so it gave the example of someone walking into a UPS dressed in the UPS outfit, then acting as for the company. They're not an agent of the company, but the company's still liable for that person's actions. I don't know if you remember that example in the video.
Well, let's see. What did you put for the person that is acting as employee for the company has not been assigned that role and therefore is an agent? Yeah, on page 300 under by express contract or consensual agreement, it says the agency relationship is always consensual. So they both agree. So which is a person. So if maybe we can make that show that it's not consensual.
Employee for the company, a person acting as an employee for the company. Like, do we just want to say without the company's consent?
Okay.
Or do we just want to change that all the way and do something different?
That's kind of confusing because, yeah, just he's an employee without the company's consent.
Well, he's acting.
So you're saying he's not really an employee. He came in from the street or something. So
yeah, exactly.
A person walks into the store, puts on the employee's uniform, and tries to sell products. I don't know. There's just some other. Oh, what about, didn't it say something about an independent contractor?
Oh, yeah. But when it was talking about an independent contractor, by my understanding, they just didn't have the responsibility to pay.
Well, so 299, page 299, number 5. It is very important to distinguish between employees who often are agents and independent contractors who rarely are agents. Okay, so maybe
Okay.
Not example, and we can say an independent contractor. It says rarely, so they can be. So which of the following is not an independent? An independent contractor without consent from the principals. What do they call them? The agent may or may not be the principal's employee.
Without the principal's consent.
Yeah, let's do that. And an independent contractor without the principal's consent. And it's PAL. Apostrophe S. And then AN for Ann. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. An independent contractor. Yeah. Yeah. I think that works.
Mhm.
And you can put page 299.
This is
Independent are rarely agents or something. Yeah. You can just put are normally not agents. If you don't want, oh, okay, you already got there.
okay. Yeah. Just checking that everything looks good.
What do you think, Quinn?
Looks good.
Is your name spelled?
Do what?
Was your name spelled wrong, Quinn?
Let me go back. No, that's right.
Oh, okay.
He just doesn't like your name. So, anyways.
Okay. Well, I guess
Stop broadcasting. Stop that.